Welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne 2014, our final stop on the Season 8 tour with just this last tournament before the World Championship in 4 weeks' time, which is going to come to you live from the Spodek Arena in Katowice. We're deep into Group B now. Rhett's back joining me with me. You enjoyed that last game, didn't you?
Yeah, actually, I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
You know, it was TVP, so not really my thing, but QXC... he played really well. He was really impressive, even though he lost. So.
Yeah, first map, he was kind of ballsy, and I thought there was a moment in it where I was like, oh, God, don't throw this, please don't throw this, don't want to throw. And then he finished it off, and he had a bit of fun with some mules as well. But in the end, Patience has come through. I think we would agree that Patience was the stronger player, is the stronger player.
Overall, he was slightly better, but still, QXC, he looked really strong. Even the last map, it looked to go really well for him, and then just it got decided in just a few moments where he just had like the short straw of the deal. But great performance by him still.
Okay, moving on now to match number 2. Let's show you the bracket, actually, in case you've missed the earlier result. QXC did take a map off Patience. It ended 2-1, so he wasn't quite the new Terran Foreign Hope, but he wasn't far off it. He drops down to the lower bracket where he'll face the loser of Jjakji versus Deer, which is our next game. I am stupid excited for this next game, I have to tell you. Jjakji, who has been absolutely on fire for the last 6 months or so. It seems like that. He's obviously based down in Switzerland now, so he's an honorary European, honorary foreigner, as it were, but he's absolutely flying through brackets, no problem at all. And he goes head-to-head with Deer, who was, you know, leaps and bounds the standout breakout player of 2013.
Yeah, Deer definitely, the end of the last year was all Deer. Like, he won the WCS Korea, then he got like really high in the global finals, just barely losing out to Jaedong. And then Jjakji has just moved to Europe and kind of dominated the European ladder. He's got by far the best stats on the European ladder. He's just been impressive everywhere, so this is promising to be a really, really, really sick matchup.
I'm going to put you on the line a little bit. As you know, I've wanted to do that for quite a while now. I try and, you know, put you under pressure. Who's winning this one? Is it? I mean, paper-wise, to me, it would say Deer's got this, surely. But I don't know.
I'm going to go for Deer. I don't know what Jjakji has planned. I don't really talk to Jjakji, so I'm going to go with Deer, but if Jjakji brings out some really nice, unique builds, then he might take it.
Okay, time for us to take a break here at the analysis desk. Let's go over to our commentary team for game number 2 in Group B.
Thank you very much, Red Eye and Rhett, the double R team. And now it's over here to the casting desk for our next game in Group B. And I am certain that this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, this is, on paper, this is the biggest match in this group, possibly.
Yeah.
The two favorites, I guess we could say. Patience, he's been playing really well, but he's not high up there as far as world ranking or famousness goes.
Yeah.
Jjakji versus Deer, this is a big showing. They actually played a few days ago. I believe it was in the Clone War in the EES tournament, whatever that means. It's a team league. And it might have been the ace match too. And Jjakji was able to win 2-1. Before knowing that result, I would have said that Deer, for me, was the favorite. But how much do you think this changes? They played very, very recently, and Jjakji won.
Yeah, Jjakji is so good. But the thing is with Jjakji, that I don't think it will change actually that much, is in the games that I've seen him play in the qualifiers leading into this tournament and just in various online tournaments, he always plays the same, but he's very good at playing the same. Rhett said earlier on there that if Jjakji does something different, that's where the strengths are going to be. But I really think that Jjakji won't change it up that much. I think he's going to play a very regular Terran versus Protoss game.
So that's Reaper expand into solid third base.
What he does from the games that he played in the qualifier at least was 5 barracks before the 3 command centers, lots of aggression, but he didn't make any mistakes with his macro mechanics behind it. Just played a normal but super solid game.
All right. One of these guys, actually interesting to note, has a pin on his shirt as he did win a GSL before. The other guy, though, he won back-to-back WCS events.
Yeah.
The hardest region, Korea, and then the World Finals, which was played in the US at the time.
In 2 very different times of StarCraft 2. December 2011 was Jjakji's win. And then Deer, in the end of 2013, as Rhett said, was the man. Everything was about him. Winning the WCS Premier League in Season 3, winning the Season 3 finals in Canada, and then even a top 8 finish at BlizzCon. Just an absolutely blinding performance.
I don't understand those vetoes too much. I always feel like they're kind of maybe like mixed up between the players. It's funny, like I don't see why Astian you would remove Altersym. It's more of a Protoss removal.
Yeah.
Then again, it really depends on players. Like sometimes you're gonna hear completely different speech from one player to another about the map. Everyone kind of seem unfamiliar with it for different reasons.
Jjakji got rid of Yonsu though. It's been one of the biggest complaints with Terran players against Protoss.
Mostly because of Blink,
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, here we're going to have the map order from 1 to 3. Daedalus Point, map number 1.
And actually, pretty good map for Blink itself. I'm surprised this has not been removed. Jjakji might be anticipating...
Well, Jjakji got rid of Altazim instead of potentially Daedalus Point, so and then Frost and Polar Knight.
Frost and Polar are definitely standard here. I think I've never seen a BO3 PVT where Frost was not played. A gentle tap.
The no shake in the hand, that was more like, get out of here, get up there. that might as well have been a slap on the backside there. Go on, get up there, you. And let's begin this series. Both 19 years old, both very, very young. Deer, a former Brood War professional, played in Pro League, actually managed to take a game off Flash in Pro League a couple of years back, 2010, 2011, playing for STX. And here he is now.
How many players managed to take a game off Flash? I keep hearing these, so it's about like ex-Brood War players.
It's because Flash is regarded as the best player, or up there with Jaedong, of course.
Yeah, but then if he was the best, not everybody would manage to take a game from him.
Well, his stats were like 300 or 400 wins and 150 losses.
So we only hear
people.
about
yeah, those 150 people are legends. And of course, Jjakji here, who... obviously, had that great 2011 with that GSL win, but was really, really quiet come 2012 and, to be honest, the start of 2013. But he signed with My Insanity around October in 2013, and then he got 6th place in WCS Korea, and then he started traveling into Europe and started getting results here as well. And now he's posed as, I think it's safe to say, for the Premier League in Europe this year, is definitely a favourite to get to the finals in the majority of seasons.
He moved to Europe. He's practicing a lot there. I would say...
It's the European server, man.
Yeah. Both of the My Insanity guys, Stardust and Jjakji, these days they're playing better than ever. Yeah. They're practicing tons. They're playing, I think, a lot on barcodes too. And it's really showing all the effort they put into their practice. Whenever they show up at the tournament these days, they always deliver. Jjakji actually, he placed pretty high in Sao Paulo, but maybe didn't go as far as he had liked to. It was in the round of 8 that he lost, right?
I think he maybe even got top 4.
Okay, I remember that.
I think it was top 4. Yeah, he got top 4 in Sao Paulo.
Okay.
And then he lost versus... He beat Pult 3-0, and then lost versus MC.
Oh yeah, he beat Pult. Yeah, that was pretty good. But then losing to MC, MC who was in a very, very strong form. MC who's actually been staying with Deer recently. It's funny because you have all these Korean players here participating in this tournament. So many of them actually either leave or stayed in Europe recently.
Yeah.
San stayed in Europe between Asus and now. Deer as well. Jjakji lives in Europe. He lives in Switzerland in the My Insanity house. So these players, they might have played each other on ladder. I don't think Deer was using barcode, or at least I know he was playing a lot on his main account. So there might be some metagame involved here. And again, they played a few days ago, and Jjakji was able to win that with 2-1.
Yeah, I really think that one of Jjakji's weaknesses in Terran vs. Protoss is almost his predictability a little bit. Just because he plays the game, from what I've seen at least, and the games he played in Sao Paulo too, plays the game so just scripted out. And I think that's what MC really played on when he beat him back then in Sao Paulo, because MC is such an unpredictable player. But Deer is kind of a very similar play style. He plays kind of straightforward as well. So, I mean, this series could absolutely be one of the best we'll see in group stages, I think. All right, map number 1. That was a fright. Now kind of woke myself up there a little bit. All right, so down here in the bottom right of Daedalus. Tastes to say Daedalus. Is it? Maybe it's an American thing, but
Daedalus.
Yeah, like dead, like D-E-A-D, Daedalus. I call
Isn't
it
that
Daedalus.
how you say it?
Daedalus, like D-A-E-D, Daedalus. Anyway, down here in the bottom right, playing for My Insanity, a massive signing for them in the last 6 months or so. It is, of course, Jjakji! Longest intro ever. I'm so jealous he's got that pin on. Can you remember? Did you remember when I touched MVP's pins?
I could not, but thank you for reminding me.
And up here in the top left is the blue Protoss representing Mouse Sports. It is, of course, Deer. And Deer with that second place at Asus ROG started off his 2014 trip pretty well in Europe.
It's interesting what you said about Jjakji having such a style in which he plays very repetitively, similar style every single game, which, as much as it might be his weakness, is also his strength if you think about it.
Is,
but if there is any player to learn from this and find out a way to beat him, it will be a top player like Deer, surely, who studies his opponent, who knows most likely how Jjakji is going to want to play this, and who's going to pick the right build to counter him. So we'll see what conclusion he came up with and what he tries for. Actually, going to go for a quick scout here, which, again, I've talked about this. Korean Protosses or just top Protosses in general. In general, they like to scout a lot to know what they're up against, and then from there they counter perfectly, which is why I never scout.
And I think that you do bring up a good point with Deer being so smart, is that he knew that he was going to play Jjakji for a very, very long time. This is a predetermined group for at least 3 of these players, and this map was always set to be in stone, so we'll see what he comes up with. He has taken a second gas here.
You think Blink for sure?
Not for sure, but definitely an option here.
All right. Actually, Jjakji not falling off his ramp and going for the very quick reactor. Is this a double Reaper? He doesn't have the gas just yet.
He's gone for an SCV scout here. I wouldn't be surprised to see the double Reaper. I think double Reaper here.
1, 2. All right. I guess on this map it makes sense, but as much as Stalkers can blink up that big cliff over there, which you have near your opponent's main base, we should look. Can you look on the other side, Funka, please? Yes, you can blink up that big ramp over there. You cannot leap with Reapers. You need to go all the way in the corner here, so it's going to be very difficult to make this work very well.
Also hiding the SCV. This is really cool that he's managed to get this SCV hidden away here, and this is going to be very useful if he's able to get some scouting intel on what Deer potentially is doing. He's going to throw down the Nexus here, but it's the follow-up that Jjakji is super interested in.
Yeah. And this is actually really good. If he's able to spot either Twilight or Stargate, he's going to be...
Yeah.
Oh, the Stalker is going to clear this out? No, he's not.
No, he's not.
He's on patrol.
He's on patrol for the Reapers.
And nothing started yet for Deer. I like that Jjakji's waiting a little bit more. You know, he's not going in there too early.
He started an engineering bay in anticipation,
yeah.
But nothing's here, and he's using the Reapers. There's one to the top right and one on the natural, just kind of looking around, trying to find out what's going on. He's got that SCV that he will want to use very, very soon here. It's a robotics facility.
Yeah, so it seems like standard play here out of Deer. Most likely, usually it's followed by Forge. Oh, that probe is going to spot the SCV. Would be nice for Deer if he could basically deny this SCV from scouting the Robo, but I don't think it's going to be possible. Actually, yeah. Does he?
No,
I don't think he saw it.
He missed.
Very fortunate here for Deer to be able to spot this on time. I guess Jjakji, I like that he waited, but he waited too long here. Now he might have to scan to basically make sure he's not getting blink all in or attack.
Scared Terran players. Scared Terran players. At least he's not seeing Stalkers and movement coming across the map, so he knows it's not going to be blink at this point. It would have started already happening. But here comes the Reaper to the natural. Jumps up.
I think he's trying to bait the units basically to go there, and he's going to send in the other Reaper to try and spot what he's up against. Should be able to spot the Robo, but shouldn't be able to get out.
Yeah, and the Forge there. So I think he realizes he's not going to get out. Actually goes for probes. Doesn't get one there. He's going to try and run around.
Oh, the units of Deer are out of position. He didn't react with his Stalker. Come on, man. You want 2 WCS. This is unacceptable.
You should be killing that Reaper. And the second Reaper's going to get out here. But at least he knows that he's not under any immediate threat here and can continue. I mean, he never even built a bunker back at home, so...
This is a bit of Bomber-esque style that we see here. He's pumping out a ton of units out of 3 barracks, and he's going to move towards his opponent's natural, probably to force the photon overcharge, and then maybe do a follow-up attack. The thing is, 160 energy, he has double photon overcharge to use in a row.
Yeah. And the Observer's been spotted in the middle.
He's trying to run away.
Yeah.
Right in the middle. Actually, he wants to get across the map with that to see exactly the timing on those medivacs. Probably going to be pretty happy to see that they are this late, but going to be wary as well. He's going to have to be careful not to underestimate this low-tier army, I guess you could call it, but no, he's not going to spot this. And I guess this was important for Jjakji to deny this, because you don't want Deer to start getting confident and know exactly what he's up against early on in the game here.
And he doesn't know. These Reapers still alive here on the left-hand side. They may have spotted the other Observer that just flowed across. He was looking at the Reapers at the same time there. But we have quite a normal game coming out. So we have Colossus focus play here from Deer, Robotics Facility focus play, and also that +1 armor coming out to help with the support. But we do have on the right-hand side here, for the first time from Deer, trying to find out what Jjakji is doing with this hallucinated Phoenix. And he's going to see that this is 1, 2, 3 barracks. There's a factory starport. And from this position, there's only 2 really ways that Jjakji goes. It's for the extra 2 barracks or it's for the command center. Reaper does jump in there. I'm not sure if he saw the robotics bay, but he definitely saw the extra gateways coming. kind of know what's going on.
Oh, we can force field. Only one force field though. Time warp's going to be used as well to help him.
The mothership core's gone.
This.
The mothership core's gone. And that gets picked off. These Marines are moving forward. Stim's not ready. The first cluster does poke out, and oh dear, these Marines are going to die fast, and they will die fast. Sentry try to get targeted down,
he
but
saves it.
he saves it. Now this Marauder dies, and I'm not exactly sure, Todd, that was the best of trades there for Jjakji, if I'm honest with you.
That was not good actually.
Yeah.
Not good at all. I like the time warp.
Yeah.
A lot of players would have tried to save that, but Deer, he identified exactly what he had to do to defend this comfortably. Time warp and photon overcharge, and behind this he's gonna start actually charge. I expected blink out of this. This is every single time you see Colossus into a Twilight Council, this is gonna be for a blink. But no, he starts charge and a Warp Prism after a second Colossus. This is interesting. You think he goes for some kind of Zealot drop to keep the Terran hostage near his base while he takes a third, or he all-ins?
Well, it's easy for me. Well, okay, I thought you were going to say that at the end. The Warp Prism's on its way. I think he takes a third here.
Okay. I like the Observer on the left-hand side, by the way. And I throw down an in-control cannon in there as well.
An in-control cannon.
Yeah, man. It's the in-control cannon.
Protection, man.
Nothing can get past it.
Nothing gets past that thing.
It's not a thing.
Nothing
It's a human being, man.
I wasn't talking about in control, man. Remember that story we heard about QXC? That there's that one MLG where in control ran and tackled QXC because QXC. What was it? It was something about in control said he thinks he can take on. No, QXC said I think I can tackle you.
Yeah, no, he said I do
jiu
jiu-jitsu or something.
You do some move on you,
and then he said to in control, if you're big, you're just good at being big.
In control charged at him. Oh god, I would have paid money to see that. Well, the in-control cannon did its job. It did its job.
Yeah, and the Warp Prism actually flew past the Medivacs. So this should be an abort mission here for Deer. I assume Jjakji saw that, in which case you should never go for it, because he's going to be ready, he's going to kill that Warp Prism.
Yeah.
A lot of the time you're not going to do any damage with it, and this is not what you want. Usually when you get this Warp Prism and you load 4 Zealots in it, you're very, very hopeful this is going to do something. But actually Jjakji doesn't seem to be reacting. He's not placing his units to receive this, and there is an Observer just right above the units.
He's dealing with a drop himself over here, but Photon Overcharge pushes that back immediately. And double drops on this left-hand side too. He's going to plant down inside the main base here. He's found a blind spot. It actually cannot be seen right now. And he sims straight forward here, going for the in-control cannon, but there are Zealots there helping protect it.
He's not tackling anything right now.
No, and these units will get away here. But what happened to that Warp Prism?
Whoa.
Oh, it's still alive.
Oh, he dodged the Vikings. There's 2 Vikings. I was looking at the Vikings, like, he's probably dead. He's actually just right above.
Well, great upgrades coming in here for Jjakji. He has got 2-2 on the way. Third base has been taken now.
Jjakji's Medivac movement is great this game. He dropped 2 Medivacs in the main, he did some damage, he got out before it was too late, and now he has 2 in the natural. He might drop in there, no Photon Overcharge is going to be used. Deer's defense is on point, but Jjakji's taking a third now. And this is...
Stalkers, he goes left. He realizes Stalkers are to the right.
He has Storm 2 now, but not enough energy. And no units being warped in to help him kill this. I'm a little bit surprised.
Where's the last hit from the Stalkers?
Where's the in-control cannon when you need him? And tackle those Medivacs.
We
like
take
you tackled QXC.
They would take them down very easily. Like he probably took down QXC.
Alright, +2 armor and attack on the way here for Jjakji. +2 ground armor completing now for Deer. He's going to be on 2 upgrades. So a little bit ahead, but for a short time, he's going to be behind very, very soon. Second starport plus Ghost Academy. I think this is the first time we've seen a Terran get that Ghost Academy early on to basically play in the most standard way that you're supposed to play in Terran versus Protoss. We'll see how that works out for him. We've seen how playing without Ghost worked out for the previous Terrans, and that was not very well.
Well, I think we just need to look at statistics for that one, and it's not going really well for Terran players. But Change is on the borderline, but right now we have Deer moving through the middle of the map. Jjakji.
He doesn't have Ghost yet. I'm a little bit surprised. Deer has done a very good job of keeping up in supply. He's actually ahead by 1 supply right now.
It's a lot of Storm there.
How many is that? Like 5, 4?
Yeah. Scant, sees High Templar. 2 Marauders. They are heroes. Take it for the team, boys.
Nope.
They're like, no, thank you. And decides to bring down the shields on the High Templar. Does then run back. But 164, quite an even game here. The Ghost now coming into play,
this
but
is
a very
so
even game.
This might be...
That's 4 Medivacs full of units.
It's right after...
What's that on the left hand? Is that a Warp Prism? Or what is this moving? 2 Zealots, okay.
Yeah, 2 Zealots. If they're able to spot it, I'm surprised they didn't get the Watchtower actually. A single Marine is holding that one.
But then at the same time, Dia's moving down the right-hand side.
Come on,
both armies are huge hugely out of position for both players here. But is this movement now going to pull Jjakji back to the right?
I think this is a really bad time for Deer to fight. He has so many upgrades on the way. Look at the production tab. He never made Colossus range yet.
Oh wow. And that's obviously going to play a massive part of this fight here. But here comes Jjakji to defend. He's dropping at the same time inside that main base, going on to touch. The in-control cannon is not good enough. There's a couple of high Templar there to defend inside the main base, but the overall fight is going in favor of Jjakji. And here's the defense, and a Colossus comes out, but that's not going to last very long. And Jjakji holds strong inside the main, and he's actually cleaning up this army on the right-hand side here. So this has to be an overall Jjakji win.
Yeah, it is. Even though Deer was still ahead on supply, he's losing everything in the main. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to defend anytime soon. And look, all of those upgrades in the production tab, they're going to complete as Deer's army is basically 34 against 78 army supply for Jjakji now. Jjakji, though, he lost a ton of SCVs. He has to finish the game here or do more damage. Otherwise, Deer might be able to catch up.
Yeah, he's going to do more damage. Look at him, he's just waypointing across the map now. He's got all these units streaming across. He's got Ghost. He's got 77 army supply compared to just a measly 24 at the moment. And here comes the drop onto the third. And Deer, how is he going to defend this? There's one Colossus that is like, I am good at killing units, but I do need support, guys.
Yeah, without
there just isn't anything. There's nothing to help it, and it does get picked off immediately. And this looks like it's going to go in favor of the My Insanity player. GG, Jjakji takes map number 1.
And this looked very, very equal up until Deer chose to move across the map, while he had basically 4 of the most important upgrades you need to get in this matchup. And the 2 most important ones being Colossus range and Blink. You never want to attack when you're getting those upgrades. Well, what would you get then?
Yeah.
And Jjakji, he salvaged the situation very, very well here. He was in trouble for some time. There was Storm out, and he didn't have many ghosts. He dodged those storms very well. He took a very good fight, and he was able to take the first win here in a very, very convincing fashion. I think this is probably the highest level PvT we've seen so far in this tournament, or at least 10 versus Protoss.
Yeah, this is a great game here, and I'm sure it's just going to keep on evolving. But I have to come back to what you said, is that should not Deer have had that Xel'Naga tower on the left-hand side, being held by a single Marine? Having spotted that drop, the game would have been completely different. We wouldn't have had both armies, you know, move to each other without really realizing what's going on. But I guess that's never going to really know. Well, actually, I say that, and there is resume from replay. Maybe someone will do that and repeat what could have been.
Well, actually, you know what? These 2 Templars in the main, as much as Deer lost the fight across the map, the 2 Templars that he had in his main, he stormed twice the army of Jjakji, and then 2 Templars, I'm not kidding, they died with 73 and 74 energy. If they had stormed one more time, maybe he holds in his main, and then he's able to get enough units to hold the counterattack, in which case he's won. Because after this hold, Jjakji was all in. He had like 20-something SCVs against something like 50 or 60 probes. So he had to attack right now, and he had to kill his opponent. If he had waited more, there was no way he was going to win. If he had given Deer any time, he was going to lose. You want to resume that replay with me?
Yeah,
you're the Terran and the Protoss.
Yeah.
You realize what's going to happen when my in-control cannon and my Templars.
Yeah, you're going to feed back my medivacs and then die anyway. Coming into this next map, Frost. What are you expecting here from Deer at least?
As you said before, it's hard to call because he's capable of many things, but overall it seems like he likes to play very standard but well. Yeah. And that means either the same type of Colossus into a Twilight play, which usually is for Blink. And in this time it was actually Charge, which was weird. And I guess he got the 2 Colossus to basically hope that Jjakji was going to do what the Terrans have been doing up until now. Get the double starport, get a ton of Vikings out. If a Terran makes 14 Vikings and you have only two Colossus, and you take to Charge Lord Templar, you're in a pretty good shape. This is probably what Deer was hoping for. But Jjakji was too good for that. Jjakji made Vikings, but he made Ghost as well, and he handled the situation very, very well. So I think Deer might go for something similar, but going for it twice in a row is very, very tricky. You know, it's very metagame heavy. So maybe he goes for Blink this time, or maybe he opens Templar and Storm instead of going for Colossus first instead.
All right, well, we are now loading into map number 2 here. As mentioned, it is going to be Frost, and we are going to have, in the next half an hour or so, a player to move on to the winners match of Group B to face up against Patience, who took out QXC 2-1 if you're just joining us now. Welcome to the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne. This is day 2, Group B. And we will be finishing on Group B today, with resuming in Group C indeed tomorrow. But for now, up here in the top right of Frost, playing for my insanity, it's Jjakji. And then, of course, down here, playing for Mouse Sports, as the Protoss player, it is Deer. Wearing his cool baseball jacket.
You see his mouse? He's blue.
Is it blue?
Yeah.
I didn't see it. Should be red. It's the same color as his team.
Yes.
But not the same color
They're
as his
pretty...
race in-game.
Yeah.
It's blue.
They have a pretty cool jacket.
Ooh, 10 gate.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Oh, I've seen him before do this actually at Asus Rock and get 10 gas.
Yeah.
Very fast Mothership Core rush. Super fast Mothership Core rush, which, to be honest, it was on Heavy Rain. On Heavy Rain makes sense because it's a two-players map. You can get across the map very, very quickly. And also it's super common for Reapers. So if you get in your opponent's base and he's on Reapers and he's not making any Marines, he's gonna take a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Because you get a Stalker with this very quickly. So if he goes for this here, I think the tricky part is going to be identifying where his opponent is and getting there quickly. He might be hoping for a command center first too.
This is a command center first build. It's not going to be a Reaper here. So, I mean, this really depends. I mean, if you think just back to the last game alone, I mean, Jjakji was very good with his scouting, but at no time did he ever build a bunker at all. And I'm not sure if that's one of the corners he likes to cut quite often. And if I remember correctly, against Hazwabs, maybe in the qualifiers, I don't think he built a bunker. And I think he may have lost the game against Hazwabs because of that.
I think if Deer here gets the super quick Mothership Core and kills Jjakji, everybody's going to try this on Nether and Frost, and probably everybody's going to fail.
Everybody's going to fail because the Terrans get the bunker. All right, so we have the command center, then barracks. But the bunker with this build, I mean, it doesn't really come down for quite a while because the Terran players usually go for the double barracks and then they save for the double orbitals in a couple of moments, and then they get the third barracks, and then they maybe kind of automatically go and take the gas. And
I actually wondered,
when does the bunker come in?
He's not going to make a Stalker. The thing is, you kind skip the bunker unless you see aggression coming. And in this case, I don't think that Deer is going to be able to see this early enough.
Yeah, I mean, the Zealot's on its way. The Stalker's been chrono boosted out now. Jjakji, he's currently leading this series, but it could be tied up. The SCV is going to go to the bottom right and then to the bottom left.
He saw a probe scouting. Does he start a bunker because of it? I don't think so. And now with a Zealot, a Mothership Core, a Stalker, another Stalker being made. That's going to be chrono boosted once more. It's going to be so hard for Jjakji to hold this.
Oh.
This is a probe here, but this is not enough information to know what's coming. He still hasn't started the bunker. He needs to do it now.
He's got no idea this is coming until now. He
does.
sees the Zealot with the SCV.
And you know what? This is too late to start the bunker. The Zealot is already here. He's going to, I think, pull a lot of SCVs. You need to pull like 8 or something. Something crazy to defend against this.
This is going to be difficult for Jjakji.
He might fly in the main. Actually, I think the right choice here is to fly back in the main and get a bunker up the ramp.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then just let Deer expand and then take it from there.
Yes. Which,
Alright.
still, he might be behind. I'm actually surprised Deer is not moving up the ramp. I think he's waiting for the Mothership Core, which is going to have a time warp very quickly. He's almost at 100 energy.
Yeah, here we go. Just 3, 2, and I'm not going to go all the way. Just got the it's got the time warp energy now, and here come the SCVs, and this is already a win for Deer. You can pick off some SCVs. That would be ideal in this position.
That was,
oh, get back you.
That was 8 SCVs, by the way. I don't want to brag, but
You
no
nailed
time
it.
warp being used. What is he waiting for?
There it is. The Zealot's right in there, and the Zealot is tagging some of these SCVs, and this Mothership Core and Stalker get a couple as well, and already going down. Oh, he's going to lose the Mothership Core.
Very convincing defense by Jjakji. This is not quite the micro I was expecting out of their Stalkers. He moves in there. Oh,
he's going to get another Stalker.
And this has been defended completely.
And this is a brilliant position. It's an absolutely brilliant position. Actually, we have Stargate and a Nexus coming down. I'm not even sure which was started at... I think they're very close to starting at the same time there. And...
The Stargate just a little bit earlier. And...
This is brilliant from Jjakji.
This is a good follow-up, but at the same time, kind of feels like a desperation move, as this was clearly supposed to do a lot more damage than this. 4 SCVs were killed, that's it. I was expecting something like 10. The worker count, 26 SCVs to 26 probes, except there is double orbital. Double null was just dropped down. Well, I know it's Valentine's Day, but right now it's Christmas for Jjakji. Yes, he's going to have so much money to work with than his opponent for a long time. And just like the previous game, 3 barracks pumping out a lot of units.
But it's okay, man. He's Protoss. He can build an Oracle, right? And a 3rd Nexus. It's fine, man. It's fine. He's Protoss.
We'll find out.
It's fine, Tom.
We will find out. So
it's fine, man. You watch. You'll see this Oracle go and do damage. He's going to lose 10 odd SCVs. And then there's going to be 3 Nexus to power it up. You know, there's one saying that's going around the streets of StarCraft, and it is the power of Protoss. And I think this
With
means...
those stupid smileys next
with
to
the
him.
stupid little punching smiley thingies. But this is going to be funny because Jjakji's actually scanned the Oracle. I mean, he knows it's coming. His units are going to be in position. But smartly, he does have a single Marine moving around. If this was to spot the third base, then it could be a
Surely
different
you
story,
can't be
but-
looking for a third base after this. Like, there is no way he's going to expect.
Oh, you don't know, man. Power of Protoss. You got the power to do anything.
Yeah, I guess. To some extent, that's true.
Oracle is going to move in here, and then with those Marines are going to have to find a different angle. He's actually going to try and go to the main here.
Yeah, there's Marines ready here, man.
Yeah, he's got to be careful, and he's going to tally back. Whoa, there's Marines here.
Oh, he's surrounded. 10 hit points.
The power of Terran. The Oracle gets away here without any kills, but it gets away. But this is a risky game that D is playing right now. He's got 3 Nexus off 1 gateway and a Stargate, and now he's trying to catch up. He's just got minimal units.
You know, when you're behind, you need to try for something like this. You need to try for something very risky and drastic, and that's exactly what Deer is going to do here.
Yeah.
Did you know in France, actually, we have this trend we call Jjakji, because it's too difficult to say Jjakji. We say Jackie.
Jackie. Jackie.
That's his nickname for us, Jackie. Keeping it simple, man.
That's. I'm gonna call D a D from now on. Gonna keep it simple, man.
All right, the Oracle.
Can he? Wait, he's got stim now.
Yeah.
Can he defend this?
He can. He has 1 photon overcharge, but if this is forced and Jjakji attacks the other location, he's going to be able to kill one of these expansions, possibly quite some probes as well. If you look at the army supply, Deer is quite far behind, 19 to 42, but he's on 3 gateways and he's getting charged and 1 armor upgrade. The gateway explosion is coming in now. He's added at least 2. And I think Deer, realizing this is coming and how big this army is, he should be looking to chrono boost out these gateways and get as many zealots as he can right now.
I was going to make another joke there because I said, do you think he's going to defend it? And you went,
Oh, actually-
yeah, he's got photon overcharge. I'm like, yeah, probably. Yeah. All right, well...
Oh, there is actually very quick medivacs. I didn't even realize they were going to be that quick. Oh,
this is a difficult situation to be in, is Deer.
yeah, the third base is going to be revealed. Time warp is used. The Oracle not going to do much. This is going to be a 2-0 here.
This is
the power
remarkable.
of Protoss not doing much against Jackie.
Yeah, you know, the game is balanced, guys. As you look at it, Jjakji's going to walk away with a 2-0. Unbelievable. As he moves forward into the main base, and this is just a stim for glory. GG! Jjakji takes a 2-0 over Dia, who I think a lot of people were looking at this group as a favorite to win it all.
The power of Terran, man.
The power of Terran, man. The power of Protoss is just a rumor. You wait until the power of Terran is unleashed at the Intel Extreme Masters in Cologne.
Oh, but
The
that's-
likes of Jjakji, QXC, and Pult. And just you wait till Group D when Innovation comes out. And Dia finds himself in the losers match very early on.
He got outplayed very, very hard,
Yeah.
to be honest. As much as the first game was pretty close, the second game was... He clearly got outclassed completely by Jjakji here. And you don't really expect this out of somebody of the caliber of Deer, you know?
Yeah.
As good as Jjakji is, I did not expect this was going to be so one-sided in the second game.
I actually, I knew Jjakji would do well. He's playing well at the moment, but I didn't think, like you said, it would be like that. But he finds himself in a good position to play against another Protoss player now, as he'll be going into the winners match against Patience, who, as we saw, beat QXC 2-1 earlier. And you have to favor Jjakji to go through in first place now.
After these games, you have to favor him to beat everyone except Moraine, maybe.
Yeah. That's the only person, I suppose. But that makes the tournament very difficult now for QXC, who was in the losers match after losing versus Patience, now has to go up against top 8 from BlizzCon, the WCS Season 3 Premier League and Finals champion in the losers match already.
Didn't they have already some epic games a while back at an MLG? I think they did, where...
Oh, would it have been
He
the
won on-
Spring Championship? When
Yeah, QXC won 1 game on Belcher Vestige.
Yes,
or
I
something.
remember this. I remember this.
And he brags so much about it.
I
We'll see if he
remember
brags
this.
after those games.
Yeah, Dia's like, I've been waiting. Yeah, I remember that game on Belcher Vestige. And then, because he won the first map, wasn't
Yeah.
it? And then lost 2 in a row. But now he goes up against him again. And from what I've been told, we do have the post-match interview ready. So there you go, Red Eye. Fill us with great interview questions.
Thank you very much. I'll do my best. Thank you, Sean. And, of course, great commentary from those guys. Congratulations, Jjakji. Really, really great game. Particularly nice for me because I like watching Terrans win, so that's a bonus for me. Let's talk about Map 1, first of all. It was a very even game, and you were both very even on supply, both looked very strong, and then there was a very big decisive fight. What was the moment for you where you realised that actually this was your game in Game 1?
첫 번째 게임에서 엄청 오랫동안 팽팽한 경기가 펼쳐지다가 이제 큰 싸움이 나면서 이렇게 기울이기 시작했는데
네.
자기 말로서 이렇게 설명을 한다면 어땠었나요?
처음에 해병불곰으로 갔는데 그 백동준 선수가 실수하는 바람에 모선액이랑 파수기를 잡았잖아요. 그래서 그때부터 좀 긴장하고 있는 것 같아서
첫 번째 게임이요.
네,
네.
그래가지고 그 무난하게 하다가 이제 스캔을 제 병력 위에 뿌려봤는데 옵저버가 없길래 폭탄 드랍을 준비하면서 이제 백동준 선수가 공격 오는 걸 막기만 하면 이길 수 있다고 생각했어요.
Well, I had my Marauder Marine composition, and when I realized that he didn't have an observer on my army, I tried that Doom drop, and it worked pretty well, yeah.
Yeah, it absolutely did. There was a moment actually in the first game where it was very even. You were both fighting in both bases at the same time, and you had around about 12 Marines. They were all very low on health, and you just picked them up just as the storm landed, and that seemed to give you like another edge. Were you aware that that happened, or was it just something you were playing and it was all happening so fast?
게임 도중에
네.
머린 한 12개가 엄청 피가 없었던 머린들을 딱
네.
태워가지고 스톰을 피하는 장면이 있었는데
네.
그냥 자동으로 나왔던 마이크로였는지 아니면 딱 알고서 하는 건지 좀 신기했나 봐요.
제가 일부러 한 건지는 잘 기억이 안 나는데 게임을 좀 정신없게 해서 어차피 뭐 제가 알고 있었다면은 충분히 가능한 컨트롤이었기 때문에 근데 그렇게 어려운 컨트롤이 아니라서 그렇게 놀라지 않으셔도 될 것 같아요.
Well, it wasn't that of a special control or something like that. I don't even remember that moment actually, but yeah, it's not that hard.
Okay, it's very, very magnanimous of you to say so. Game 2 was much more decisive. He seemed to be, I think he was kind of being very greedy. I don't know how you saw it, but I was standing with Rhett, and Rhett was like, oh, he's being quite greedy. And you just punished him really badly. What was the game set for you in Game 2? How did you set out to take him down so quickly?
두 번째 게임에서는 해설자들이 너무 상대가 테란 분이 이제 너무 부유하게 너무 부유하게 게임을 펼치는 것 같다 이렇게 많이 해설자들이 말하고 있었는데 직접 설명한다면 왜 그렇게 플레이했는지 또 무슨 생각하고 그런 플레이를 보여줬는지 설명해 주세요.
이게 좀 부유한 플레이까지는 아니고 이게 카운터 빌드가 백동준 선수가 사용한 빌드인데 운 좋게 대각이 걸려서 되게 쉽게 막은 것 같아요. 근데 가로 세로가 걸렸어도 컨트롤로 막을 수 있다는 자신감이 있었기 때문에 썼고요. 그리고 그렇게 부유한 빌드는 아닌 것 같아요.
Well, I don't think it's a very greedy build because on cross positions I was pretty sure that I can just defend any pushes by playing very well and be good at my micro. So I didn't think it was very greedy.
Okay, congratulations. We'll see you in the next game. You're in the winners bracket final now, so best of luck in that one. So there we go. Second finalist of the day in Group B. We're now going to get some analysis of just how Jjakji won against Deer 2-0.
All right, guys. So in game number 1, it was actually a very evenly matched macro game between Jjakji and Deer. And you could really see in every aspect of the game they were keeping each other in check. But then there was one moment where Jjakji actually scanned 4 Templars. So he was kind of like, okay, I'm not going to fight this straight up. So he loaded up a bunch of medevacs. I believe it was about 4 of them. And at this moment, Deer is attacking with 4 Templars into the third base. And what happens in the next few seconds is actually what decides the game. As you can see here, Jjakji is dropping. And there's a cannon and some zealots, but it's not enough. There's a few Templars as well in the main. At the same time, Deer is attacking the third base. But this drop is going to do a lot of damage. He's wasting a few storms on the SCVs. And this looks really still good for Deer. It's ahead in supply. But at the same time, the Vikings are going to take out the Colossus, the Marauders and the Marines, end up taking out this ground army. And because he wasted a lot of storms, he doesn't have a lot of storms left for this army with the Vikings. And at the same time, this drop is doing massive damage. And Jjakji is microing very, very well, both sides of the map. He's actually going to take out this Nexus. He does lose his third base orbital. But this army actually gets cleaned up by Deer. And even though he's ahead in supply, these medevacs with the healing power and these Marine Marauders are going to make the big difference in this game. Also, all of Deer's upgrades are about to finish. So this is a very, very unfortunate timing for him to take these multiple fights across the map. As you can see, Jjakji is just microing very well, and he ends up killing all these zealots, and as well as dodging a bunch of storms, which I really want to point out just to see how on top of his control he actually is. Killing more zealots here, and there's the storm, just loads it up, goes straight into the third base. There's actually going to be another Colossus, but Jjakji takes this out as well. He cleaned up the army at his own third base, and it just sends this to Deer's base, and Deer is just not going to be able to get enough production to actually deal with this. And that's how, in just a few seconds, a game gets decided between two very evenly matched top players. Very nicely done by Jjakji, showing top control on both sides of the map. And with a very convincing second win, I think he was a deserved winner of this matchup. Okay, so let's throw it over to Paul, who's got some social media for us.
Thank you very much, Rhett. Yes, nice breakdown there of the last game. Jjakji saving Terran tears all over the world. He now makes the winners bracket final in Group B. That game will come up very shortly. We've still been having lots of your Valentine's cards come through, which I'm thrilled to say we're very happy to see. So keep them coming throughout the day. Just use the hashtag #IEM on Twitter and send your Valentine's cards over to us. They can be for players, commentators, people in the crowd, me if you really have to. I don't mind. Whatever you want to do, just send us your Valentine's Day cards here at the Intel Extreme Masters and feel included. And we'll show the best ones, including this one from a chap called Dark Dev. Sharing is caring, he says. Happy Valentine's Day. QXE dropping mules. I like that. That's fun. Good stuff. Keep them coming. As I said, use the hashtag #IEM. Don't forget, we're also on Facebook at facebook.com/IEM. If you've got any comments for us, both good and bad, we'll listen to them and take them into account as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've got some more StarCraft 2 action coming your way very shortly. Still 3 more games to come tonight, but next up, it's the Winners Bracket Final. Stay tuned.